Hi, Cancer. So, wow, Venus retrograde. It's been really thick. That's like the only word I can come up with it. Sorry, my voice is kind of fading in and out. All of my chakras have been clearing, and my throat chakra's been a really big one that's been clearing this week. So I've had a very interesting in and out voice going on. So if I start to lose my voice, sorry about that. Or if I'm clearing my throat a lot, that's why. Exactly my point. May even be something that you guys need to do as well. Start clearing out your chakras and start grounding. There's a lot of water, Plutonian water energy going on right now. And usually you guys are really good with the watery stuff. But there's also a lot of action happening in the sign just opposite of you, Capricorn. So this Venus retrograde is what we're going to talk about. This is actually replacing the second half of October reading because this energy is going to last through November. Venus is in Scorpio right now, retrograde. It will go retrograde in Libra in November, and then it'll go direct in Libra on November 18th. And then travel through Libra and through Scorpio again. It will not get to Sagittarius until January of 2019. So, very interesting. My technology has been crap. So, if this video isn't syncing up, sorry. I've done everything I can. Thanks for all the advice. People keep on giving me advice for it, and I've done everything that I need to do, and I'm chalking it up to the energy. So thanks for your patience with that. We're going to get an overall energy for you guys. It's so interesting because I wanted to do your reading, and I wanted to be like super upbeat and in a fantastic mood to do it. And I'm just not. So I'm being brutally honest with you guys. I think that all of this water energy is affecting you. And because I sat in it all morning, like, okay, Cancer, come on, let's go. We're going to do your reading. Let's get hype. Let's get hype. It's not happening for me. And I'm not totally blaming you guys. I know that I'm being affected by, like, this isn't a blame game at all. I know I'm being affected by the energies as well. But I can tell as I tap into a sign's energy, basically how they're feeling and how they're navigating through all of this. And I think that you guys you feel like you're swimming upstream. You feel like you're on the beach on your back with all of your legs up in the air. Crab on their back is not fun. And once that crab flips itself over, it's like fight or flight, right? So, and this is kind of exactly what I'm saying. The Four of Cups, which is called Opportunity Beckons in this Oracle deck. If you look at that, there's the infinity symbol on that globe. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. There's an infinity symbol on that globe there. And then we have Blossom. There's another globe. This is all about, Blossom is judgment. This is all about like recognizing the things that are in front of you. And I feel like you guys are kind of taking a time out right now to figure out what it is that you really, really, really need and desire in your life. And because you feel like you've been swimming upstream and you can't, like that tide is not letting you get anywhere. It's not letting you get anywhere at all. And it's been, like, since your season, it's been so messy and such a roller coaster with this energy. You guys have done a really great job of just forging ahead and pushing forward and not letting it really, like, I'm sure that you've probably had your moments, but you're not allowing it to bring you down. You're not allowing it to push you down. I don't even want to say that you're cranky. I think that you guys are just kind of frustrated and you feel like you can't get anywhere right now. So instead of trying to fight the current, just let it take you where it's supposed to go. Right? Just let it kind of take you where it's supposed to go. And I think a lot of self-love, Ace of Cups, and a lot of love around you. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So, and the energy is so inconsistent that I can understand why the Knight of Wands showed up because there are people in your life that come around and then they're gone, and they come around and then they're gone. And it's time for you to recognize what it is that you really deserve, and why, if you're constantly fighting the battle and constantly fighting the current, you know, why are you battling it? Why are you fighting it? Why not just allow yourself to go with it, even if it takes you to a place that you don't even know, you know, even if it takes you to a place that's like, you like end up on a deserted island and you have to start all over again. That can be exciting. Some of you are like, no, Betsy, that's not going to happen. So the Queen of Pentacles. Is there an inconsistency with the Queen of Pentacles? Oh, there we go. My Siri just likes to show up in the middle of readings. It's so funny. Page of Swords. So we have a lot of people here so far. Fire sign, air sign, earth sign. Or it could just be that you need to trim the fat of the people that keep coming in and out of your life, because you're tired of swimming against the tide. You're tired of constantly battling the people in your life that, yeah, you want to get away from it. Six of Swords. You want to get away from it mentally, physically, emotionally. It's interesting that the Ace of Cups is the first card out, because truly the self-love, like, let's be honest, how often do we really love ourselves? How often do we allow that to happen instead of constantly trying to be there for other people? And you do have a support system. You do have a support group, your soul tribe, if you will. Three of Cups. And I kind of feel like they've been telling you the same thing. Like, man, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. You're moving into new waters, fresh things, wonderful ideas. Yes, this is a very, very watery time, because there's so much going on in one of your fellow water signs, Scorpio, and there's so much going on in just the opposite of you, Capricorn. It's time to allow yourself. I saw what card wanted to come out, but it didn't come out, and I'm going to let it come out naturally. It's time to allow yourself to stand in your truth. And don't force. That's the card that wanted to come out. See? We have the Tower and the Ace of Swords. And even if you have to stand in your truth to show other people how much you love yourself, and that Tower energy comes along, which is very Uranus, Pluto, evolutionary, things are going to happen whether you like it or not kind of energy. But it's like you're making it happen. You're cutting the bullshit out of your life with the Ace of Swords. You're making the Tower happen, and you're making the Ace of Cups true again. Instead of you, and this is why the Tower is having to come, because you've been swimming upstream instead of allowing the water to take you where it needs to go, allowing all of this water energy, allowing all of this thickness to just take you where you need to go. There's been a battle of wills, you know. So the Knight of Wands, you could be dealing with a Scorpio energy, but the Knight of Wands is so inconsistent. And it's impulsive by nature. And it's something, this is like you want, what do you want, Cancer? The Lovers and the High Priestess. You want the inconsistency of this relationship, of this Gemini energy, of this decision. Like, there's a decision that needs to be made. There's a ultimate knowing within you that something has to happen either within a relationship or with another person. And it's been so inconsistent. It's been so in and out that it's time, like, you want to pin it down so badly. And the Tower here is telling you that you can't force this energy. You can't pin down the Knight of Wands. You can't force that energy to happen. And the only way to allow a relationship or a connection like this in some way to happen, you have to allow the universe to push you along. So no more swimming against the tide, because the more you fight for this relationship or fight against this relationship, either having it or not, whether you have it in your life or not, with a particular person, it's been so inconsistent, so back and forth, so up and down, that now you are recognizing how you've been fighting against it. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm having to repeat myself, because it's like, if I don't say it in a certain way, somebody's going to come to me and be like, no, that's not exactly what's happening, you know? It doesn't have to be exact. It's not a science. I had to tell Virgo, it's not logical. And it's not that you guys want it to be logical per se, you just want it to be. And you're so tired of it not existing or not happening or not being, because you feel it coming on. That Pisces energy there, that High Priestess, you feel it. You feel it happening. It's very Neptunian, right? I mean, we have Neptune in Pisces, we have Jupiter in Scorpio, we have Venus in Scorpio. It's like, how much water energy, we have Mercury in Scorpio. How much water energy does one person really need, right? I feel like this earth sign is opening up, but there's still, it's like this childlike curiosity in a way. The fact that it's come from a Knight of Wands down to a Page of Wands is not getting past me. I think that their actions right now don't make a lot of sense to you. And that's why you're trying to make sense of it. And that's why the Tower is coming. The Tower is an idea for me. Like, I don't even think that there's actually things happening in your life. And there could be. Yes, there could be. There could be things happening in your environment, in your surroundings, that are kind of crumbling down and it's not making a lot of sense and you're trying to make sense of it. I think a lot of this are ideas too, though, because of that High Priestess. It's like you're having to break down the old ideas of the way you wanted things to look or the way you wanted things to go, the way you thought, you know, especially with this Ace of Swords. It's a thought process. It's a feeling with the Ace of Cups. It's not necessarily a way of being or how it's supposed to be or how it's supposed to go. So Page of Swords. Being honest with yourself, coming to a very harsh truth and conclusion about the way things need to be, trimming the fat, getting the things out of your life. There's that Scorpio energy that is showing up in every single reading. So yes, you could be dealing with a Scorpio again, but I just feel like this Venus retrograde is going to be a time where you have to cut things out of your life so the chaos goes away. You have to be honest with yourself about the people, places, and things, pick an element, that you don't need anymore. You don't need certain people in your life that are inconsistent. You don't need certain things in your life that are making you just want to kind of like hide in your shell. Right? With the Four of Cups, that's a hidden crab right there. That Four of Cups is a hidden crab right there. Because all the emotions are still there. You're just not accepting them. You're hiding. And you guys have been, it's like you've been trying to peek out of your shell for months. And you're like, is the war over yet? Can I come out yet? Has everything come crumbling down? I think it has. I think it has come crumbling down. But now you have to see the truth of it. You're moving towards what you want, Cancer. You're moving towards what you want. The Nine of Cups is the wish card. Sometimes it talks about overindulgence, but I feel like because it's followed with a positive card here, the Six of Swords, I think that you guys are moving towards what you want. And you're not going to, the thing is you're letting the tide take you instead of fighting against it. The Tower is the fight against the tide. And what are you fighting against? The thought process, the things you thought, the things you wanted it to go a certain way, or you wanted it to look a certain way, and it's not going to. And I think you're recognizing that now, and you're kind of coming to terms with it. But there are still things that need to be assessed, things that need to be removed in order for you to get that full-on feeling of well-being, just well-being. So I feel like you need to count on your friends, like have some celebrations, go out, be in a good mood, you know? And in those times, like today and yesterday and today, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to leave my bed. Like the energy was so thick and so heavy. I did the bare minimum of, work. Like I did I had emergency readings all day. So the bare minimum was actually a lot. But, I'm just really like recognizing that this energy, oh wow, see, and I'm even unfocused now. Look at that. Let's get back into focus, Cancer. Hi. Hi, guys. Let's get back into focus, Cancer. See, there you are, the Chariot and the Seven of Pentacles. You've planted the seeds. You've been working really hard. You've been waiting for it, right? I feel like you have friends that can help. I feel like you have friends that can help guide you on how to make this Seven of Pentacles come to fruition. Like, why does it have to be so hard? I feel like, going against the tide is totally against your nature. Wow, see, I'm telling you, my technology is like jacked. Because in focus, out of focus, in focus, out of focus. I don't even know anymore. Going against the tide is not being the Chariot. And you guys are the Chariot. So you have to allow the current to take you where it's going. And that means letting the universe guide you through all of this. Through all of this really thick energy. Through all of the tower stuff. Through knowing that you need to get to a certain place. I was going to say something and I totally forgot what it was. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. See what happens? The 10 of Cups. See what happens when you go with the tide and not against it? Oh, I was talking about how I didn't want to get out of bed. Yeah, this thick energy, 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands. I've had to slow down a lot. Strength, 9 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. And we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles and the Magician and the 2 of Cups. Wow. And then there you are. Wow. All right, we'll get there. You don't even know. I think like at this point, the energy's so murky right now that you don't even know what it is that's going to make you 100% happy. And that's the thing is like 2 of Swords with the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords with the 10 of Cups. It's like, I know that making any choice in my life, I can actually get to happiness, but I don't want to make the wrong one, right? I don't want to make the one that's going to make things harder for me to get there. Sometimes the harder road to get there, swimming against the current, even if it is harder, it's still worth it in the end. But I think that you guys have been battling so much that it's time to be a little bit easy on yourself. Like I said, I've been really easy on myself this last week. Like I had some like every once in a while I'll get a burst of energy and I'm like, yes, let's get things done. And then it goes away in like 3 or 4 hours. So I really have to take advantage of that, right? Don't let the decisions you need to make in your life to get to your ultimate happiness keep you stagnant. Because you want more. You want that abundance. And so you could be dealing with a Leo. That could be this fire energy that's up here. But the 9 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands, getting this inner strength and actually making a decision on what direction you want to go is going to bring you to a place of a lot of independence. And you're doing it on your own. And that's like the whole point of this. That's the whole point of fighting against the tide, swimming in the wrong direction. You're fighting for your own survival. You're fighting for your own existence. Not everybody else's. And you're constantly always having to fight for everybody else's existence. But now it's like, no, I want to be able to do it on my own. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Betsy, what am I doing wrong? You ask. there's nothing wrong about what you're doing. You're just making it harder for yourself. So instead of constantly banging your head up against a brick wall, sitting on your back with your legs up in the air, you can't get off your shell, and fighting against the very nature of who you are, fighting against the very nature of what the universe wants you to do, is only going to get you back into that Two of Swords, that stuckness again. So make the decisions, make the active decisions this month, and make them for you. Make them for your own happiness. And if you have to speak your mind and speak your truth for a relationship to a person, I don't care what it is, even if you feel like this is going to cause kind of an upheaval, the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles, even if you feel like it's going to cause an upheaval, in the end, it's worth it. Because you have to sometimes, if you have an earth sign that's like, if you have an earth sign around you that's like kind of has a short fuse this month, or towards, in November almost, I feel like it might even be in November, remind them of the magic of life. I don't know why I want to say it like that. Or remind them the magic of connections. Remind them about the magic of existence and what this connection could mean, because I feel like you ultimately could possibly be the person that gets them moving. Could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I think you're ultimately the person that could get them pushing forward. And that's the other part, is like you guys fighting against the tide and hitting your head up against a brick wall because you haven't been you don't want to ruffle any feathers. Like you haven't been wanting to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to make anybody angry. You don't want to push any buttons right now, right? You just don't want to do it. And I think that it's time, maybe not necessarily doing it in an aggressive way, but I feel like this person's very nature right now is being tested. This earth sign doesn't even have to be an earth sign. It could be any sign, really. But I feel like their nature is being tested. And I think that what you have to say and where you're going, you're making this relationship what it's supposed to be, just by being who you are. So don't fight the current anymore. Let the universe guide you. Even if you end up on a deserted island and you have to start over again, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I don't think you guys are going to have to start all over again. I don't feel a total rebuilding of something that's going on this month or the rest of this month and into November for you guys. What I feel like is you're finally righting yourself. You're getting back onto your belly. You're coming out of your shell. You're seeing that the war is over. You won the war or missed it entirely because you didn't want to ruffle any feathers, which is fine. That's okay. There's so much that you need to do that it is time to kind of no longer hide. Like, you don't have to hide how you're feeling or what's going on in your life. I feel like this push forward is really needed. So make those active decisions for your happiness for this month. I hope that made sense. It was a very discombobulated feeling when I started the reading. And I know where you guys are needing to go. It's just getting you there right now because the energy is so murky and it's so heavy and it's so thick. Just navigating through it is really tough. So I hope this made sense to you guys. I was almost like going to totally scrap the reading, and then I'm like, you know what? No, this is the way it's supposed to be. I feel like some of you are just as kind of confused as I am about what to do next. Like, what's the next step to take? And you don't have to be confused. Just allow it to flow. Allow it to flow. And as it flows, make those decisions and come to those conclusions and help the people and let other people help you too. I feel like this Three of Cups is saying, it's really time to let other people help you grow the things that you've already manifested, that you've already planted, those seeds that you've already planted, right? All right, Cancer. I love you guys. The soulmate readings are available. If you click the description box below, you can get it on Vimeo, or you can go to my website and order it there and have a private YouTube link sent to you. Also, all of my services are on my website. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful October, and I will see you guys for November readings. Bye.